Alright, howdy folks, it's me again. Um, so I'm queuing in. As you can see, our queue is not too horrible tonight. Um, so yeah. Um, I'm gonna be logging in with, sorry, that's my mobile game. But anyhow, I'm gonna be logging in with Tara. Or Tara. And we're going to continue on where we left off, which was Middle at Summerfield Farms. Continuing on our main scenario quest stories and getting her properly geared up. Now, if you're new to Final Fantasy XIV, yes, Summoner's going to be the easiest to play. It's kind of like the kitty gloves of whatever, of the game. So, it's interesting to note that a lot of people do believe that Summoner is really easy. It's just that you gotta get the rotations for Summoner down, and we have a lot less rotations now that Summoner is more streamlined. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so yay. Here's our next question mark, referred to as gear. Just kind of as a guide. As I said, if you're brand new, please take a look at the guides. Please get to know what you're doing. Said I've been playing this since 2013, so I have an easier time. I know that I only have 210 on me. I'm going to take a look and see what I got as far as my character goes. See if I got anything new. No. So, let's see what I got that I can sell off that, will be easier. Of course, you're going to start hearing about things like retainers and stuff on some of the other channels. We're not that far into the game yet to get a retainer. Let me call forth my carbuncle. My Carby. Love my Carby. Oh, this is Edward. He's my Carby. Yes, I name all my carbuncles. It's a different name for each one. Don't know why I just came into here, but it's kind of nice to see it. You have farmers and stuff, so they tend to come out and laze about. So, I know we are about to get a new tool, and of course we have something about the shops here. The reason the minion in here is, let's wind up Pelham. It's a minion. Minions are kind of special. We don't have the ability to access those yet, but it's going to take it a little bit. I think my husband's computer just decided to have an aneurysm. But the shops are a big thing for us to get things that we might need. Let's go with a hempen hat. Seems like that'll be the easiest thing for us to get. And then let's start looking. Fortunately, that's 309. I only have 97. So, we're going to have to go and do some cool stuff. See if we can't get some gold. Take on some missions and what have you. So we can have more of an ability to... Oops. Let's take a look at the hempen tights. That's level 5. And, but anywho, I'm going to go ahead and sell a couple of things that we have on here that we can just get rid of. Okay, that puts me up close to 100, and that puts me at 104. Because we already have the healer stuff that we have, we really don't need these potions unless you run out of mana, and you shouldn't be running out of mana. Let's see if we have anything that we can get rid of real quick. We can get rid of those, but that isn't going to give us very much gold. Alright, so we can get rid of these weathered earrings. That gives us about 2 more gold. As you can see, we haven't really got anything yet. Soul crystals. For every specialized job that you do, like, regardless if it's summoner, dancer, any of those, you're going to have soul crystals. But your gear is, like, really important. We're just going to have to go make some gil real quick. But first things first. Let's arm whatever we can. See, we're going to go from the Wild Rose bandana to the hempen hat. Flip that real quick. That's going to put us at 4. So, oh, look. We have a check mark. Looks like all I need to do is just update my hat. When you first start this game, you're not going to have like a whole lot of money or gil, as what it's called in the Final Fantasy universe. They have a leather grimoire here. Okay, so now we're level 7. But in this game, you're going to get to make gil and move forward and things like that. You're going to get like a lot of classes, a lot of jobs, and what have you. So, just remember that, yeah, you're going to be a little broke when you first come to Limsa. You probably had to spend all your money on your fare to get over there. But it'll be fine. So, but anywho, I know eventually I'm going to get up and go get me some hot chocolate because, Lord have mercy, it is chilly out there. If you're in anywhere in the States and it's cold in your area, get some hot chocolate. That'll fix everything. Also, a trip to the library is always a good thing. We have something new, interacting. We've done that before in Limsa, so we know what to do here. Let's go update another piece of our gear real quick. Let's go see what we can get. I'm not level 8 yet. Level 5. I have a lot of friends that tend to pop up in my feed. My phone, is connected to my laptop, so yeah. So I'm just gonna switch this hempen half robe. It's probably gonna do some wonders for me. Now let's look at pants. So let's get some better armor on our person. We'll get gloves later. Ta-da! Okay, so she looks a lot better. Alright, so this next one is going to be what we call an instance situation. So let's go on and head to Saesong Grotto. As always, be sure to look at your maps and stuff. It is a lot easier to play this game on computer. It's a lot better, to be quite frank about it. The lag. The lag is realist. Alright, so we're just about to our destination. Pop. Alright, so here we have our bogeys right here. We can kill them because they're part of the hunter's quest. There are lots of ways to get HP. Ta-da! And we gotta kill one more before we head into this instant fate that we're gonna go into. So there we go. We're already halfway to level 7 now. Alright. We're right here at the stone monument. We're going to do a little bit of reading. We're going to hear Y'shtola talk. See, it says we're about to enter an instance to battle. This is your first one. Special instances. Go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Alright, let's just go ahead and proceed. We are 2 levels lower than the level cap, and your level will be capped if you're over it. So, just be aware of that when you go to do instances. It says, I am the waves that bear, I am the winds that guide. I am the evening stars in the morning sky. I am born of the sea, and there shall I die. Sailor's Requiem. Oh, oh fun. Let's go face these. As you can see, we do have a timer. Instances are timed. By the way, who we're hanging out with will be revealed later to be Y'shtola. Thank the Lord for Y'shtola. We've got 3 of these guys now. See, this isn't really the harder ones. The harder ones will come later on in the game. I know some people are gonna make some jokes about that, but funnily enough, then trials do get a lot more difficult in the game as it progresses. Now, you're gonna start hearing about things like free companies and guilds and stuff like that. My other character is a part of one, and it's a pretty awesome group of people. Um, ooh, our first crystal. Um, Heidelin will speak to us, and we'll pass out and do all of the sorts of manner of fun things in this game. So, it'll take you to very exotic looking places. Very, very beautiful. I might wish to add. So, woo! Think, hear, feel, think. So, there you go. Alright. You'll realize that this has something to do with something later in the game. They call this the Heidelin Zodiac um, expansion. I really think that there's going to be more than that because there are way more primals, way more gods in this game that I know what to deal with. Yep, I'm Heidelin All Made One. So, the main part of ARR, or A Realm Reborn, is that we get to collect lots of crystals. A lot of people say that Final Fantasy XIV is an underrated game, and that this is the worst of the expansions. However, I don't think this game really has any bad expansions as of yet. They're all good. Um, but this was the beginning. You know, of course, there was the one before this that was god awful and people didn't want to play, and so they killed the servers for that version and then remade it into something that now is way better. So, um, this is where you kind of see and where you'll kind of realize what's going on. There are many, many multiple warriors of light, um, all trying to do the best they can just to do great and wonderful things on the account of Hydaelyn's behalf. Hydaelyn is a primal. So, but there are a lot of themes with light and dark in this game, and you'll see it as you progress through. And as I said, she ended up on the floor. Pirate's knife. The science of the seventh dawn. Great and wonderful people they are. All right, so why don't we head on back to Summerfield? All right, so while we're running back to Summerfield to go turn in this blade and warn them of the pirates, something to realize about this game is that this game has been very big for the RPG realm. Um, there are a lot of players this game, in fact, so much so that they did have to expand the servers and add a new server in for Oceania. So that's just some of the new things that have just taken place since I last recorded. Um, so yeah, you can go to an Australian server and play, which is kind of nice. So no, Final Fantasy 14 is not dying. According to some people, that she probably is. Well, I don't think she's dying. However, if people want to see more Final Fantasy stuff in the future, they may want to take it easy on folks, such as the developers of the game. The developers are not perfect. However, they tried to give it everything they could to get this game out in a timely fashion, but they've had to deal with things like COVID. Yes, COVID. The dreaded coof, whatever you call it. You know, um, you know, it just, I think people need to back off of Yoshi P and his group. They're not perfect, they're human, but we have no right to hassle them, harass them, and just make life difficult for them. You know, just something to think about. Um, so, as you'll find out that your character is possessed of the Echo. Ah, okay, so we learned an action role called Addled. That's going to be this little bubbly looking thing right here. It is not nice bubbles, these are mean bubbles, and they make you feel like you have the worst common cold ever. So what this is saying is that you can go to the roles section in the main menu under character right here. You can go in and you can go and hit actions and traits, and then right here you will see role. Um, you'll see that you have a lot right here right now. Of course, you haven't unlocked Heaven's Ward yet, so there'll be even more when you unlock Heaven's Ward. First off, you're gonna buy it. So, and then as we get higher up in level, we'll also unlock traits. And then up here we have our actions. We have a section for our pet, then we have a section for our class. So, we'll be getting one here shortly called Fester in like 3 levels. Maybe 2. Yeah, 2 levels. So, you'll get to see more and more as you progress further and further through the story. They don't want to like overwhelm you immediately with all this new stuff. All right. So now we gotta go retrieve all his wayward folks. That should be up here working. They want to still be pirates. But guess what? You can't always be a pirate. So let's go find these guys and see what they're up to. Here we go. Alright. So then we got one guy. Now let's go looking for our next guy. And if I'm correct, he's just right outside the city gates. He might just be right inside of it. Right outside of it. As you can see, the sun is nice and hot in the air. Reminds me of Western Kentucky when it gets nice and warm. Alright, so. I hear somebody calling for their chocobo. So. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Alright, Erismuth. And I can definitely look at these sailors and be like, well, yeah, I can understand their plight. They're used to being on the open sea, pirating and pillaging. So. But sometimes you need to change roles in life, and that's just a big part of it. No, I don't care. Go away. I'm not going to worry about no fates right now. They'll leave me alone in just a second. Yep. Severn. Alright. So some of these guys are going to be really rude with you, so don't take it personally. To my knowledge, that's just the way things are with folks in the world. Politeness doesn't exactly exist in good function anymore. Do. Alright, let's turn in this quest and get ready to probably get another level. Alright. Ah, 18 health. Let's go do this real quick. Battle gear. Let's switch. course, you gotta pay attention to what section you're under. Disciples of Four. All classes is usually the better bit. So, let's go ahead. Come up here to character. So, and just like before, just remember that if you're receiving mail or something, just be careful that it ain't scam. People will scam you. But let's continue on our mission. So, we're gonna go cast doubt on his actions. Almost there. So, he's supposed to be delivering some oranges. So, I'm going to tell you the fast way to do this instead of just looking it up. You can look it up on the emotes, which is under your social. It'll be this. But if we want to do it, hope I learned how to spell it right. There we go. Alright. Let's go take care of some nastiness. Ooh, a lost lamb. We're gonna go ahead and kill these guys first before I go in there and handle all that. So, I'm gonna go ahead and hit 8. This puts a couple status effects on a lost lamb as it stands right now. Ta-da! Alright. We're almost level 9. Alright. Let's go ahead and get these guys all taken care of. Move out of the orange things. Those are kind of important to stay out of those. That is an AoE. Not something you want to get caught in because they can kill. Alright, so let's get these guys all up. Never mind. Alright. Alright, so we just saved the henchman. Alright, let's get these sacks of oranges over to the maestro. Alright, so, something to realize is that you don't want to stand in the orange spots unless you're a mage and you're doing your whole ley line thing. And that's typically really only in dungeons, I think. Since I haven't made it that far, I'm not entirely sure myself. But I know that I've seen plenty of black mages in chat curse out the healer because the healer decided to do a real quick rescue and pull him out of his ley lines, which completely messed up his casting and canceled it. When casting, you can't be moved unless it's a quick cast spell. Alright, so we got the money, we delivered the oranges. Let's head on back to Summerfield. Now let's get a little bit closer to my character so you can see some of how I really think this game is actually worth what you pay for it. It truly is. It's a phenomenal game. I mean, it is $14 a month, $80 for 6 months if you go through Steam. It's actually worth the pennies and the price that you pay for it. I'm gonna run through this goblin camp. They're docile. They won't attack me. So, but just a little bit about me. I am what they call a former CO, a former corrections officer. States that means we go in the jails where the police won't go, and we do the work that the police won't do because they put them there. Or that sounds bad. People commit crimes, and they get placed into our custody after the police have arrested them, and that's just the way it is. I'm also what they call a sailor at my very heart because you never really truly stop being a sailor. I served in the United States Navy for 4 years. Just a little bit about me. I grew up in this area. Lived in this area since I was 4. Um, to which I live in real life. Alright, so we're gonna hand over the gill. But, just something, to be aware of. Okay, so if you want to take a look at this, as you can see, it's red. We can't use it because it's a Disciple War, so let's go over one. Now we have the Hemp and Cowl, which is for all classes. It could either be for a Disciple of War or for a magic user or a Disciple of Land Hand, except for it doesn't give you the CP coverage that you're going to need when you actually get your job. Alright, so here we go. This is what your character looks like now, or should look like if you've done everything that you've seen here so far. So let's go over here. Alright, so we're gonna have to go get some poop. Alright. So let us go get this loam that they're wanting. Loam is basically this big ox's poop, and we gotta go collect it. And there's some hunting logs that I'm going to come back here and revisit later on when I'm a bit higher level. Okay. So, we're going to avoid the Aatrox because they are notoriously hard to kill. As you can see, they're right there. Oh, shoot, run. Yeah, these guys are kind of hard to avoid. Hopefully he'll... Fun fact, these guys don't leave this area. Shoot. Run. These guys are really, really difficult to avoid. Woo! Okay. I guess I could just start beating one up. Alright, so we got our loam. Now, we're going to go to Tiller's Rest. We're going to go the simple, easy way. I was actually going to go head back to Summerfield, but we don't need to head back there just yet. Let's go ahead and complete some things. Alright, so this is where we come to go get our mission complete here. Alright. Yep, way to get this from the Aatrox. So we're going to buy this one. Okay, so now we have an Aether Gauge. And we have learned to sleep, which will come in handy. Okay, so the Aether Gauge will help us build up our Aether, whereas this right here is for our carbuncles power levels. We seriously want it overpowered. Okay. So, we're gonna go take out some errant pirates. Alright. So we're gonna go run off and give these tools back to the farmers because they need it. So, they need their tools to work. Pirates should not be stealing things from people. Stealing is bad. So, we just cracked a few skulls. There you go. Alright. So let us head forth and head back. Let's go to Summerfield. I just need to burn something real quick here. Yeah. I really don't like having my special spells, like still burning at the end of a battle. I think that's a waste of time and a waste of spell. So, I really thought the pirates would put up more of a fight, but of course, they were a lot harder back in the day. As you can see, my aether gauge is lit up. I have some aether to burn. So when I need it, I can just call upon it by using Fester. This will help me reaccumulate some stuff when I actually need it, or some of my Aether current. Because your MP will drain. So, we now have our new weapon. So, let's go to character. So there it is. We now have our new weapon. So, we're going to go into our next instance raid, where we're going to see our first vestiges of dark cloaked people that are up to no good and trying to bring about the calamity. Okay, so now this time I know for sure we have to go outside. At least I thought. Nope. That's wrong. Well. So. Alright. Let's go meet up with the Servant Reavers and get ready to deal with all the fun that's going to go with that. Since we don't have a carbuncle yet, we don't have a ride, which really sucks. But it's okay. Because we're still early in the game, so we're not that privileged. Unfortunately. I've actually got several mounts in the other game, and when you get to Heaven's Ward, you'll start to find something called Aether Current. And what Aether Current does is it allows you to unlock certain areas to fly in. In AAR, you can already fly without the Aether Current. When I get my Chocobo, by completing my little Chocobo, I'll let you see it. Right now, we're just going to save our gil, because we're going to need to buy more stuff later. If somebody wants to gift you some gil, accept it. They're probably just looking to offload some gil because they probably got way too much and they know that they'll never use it. And people will just randomly come up and do a trade with you by giving you gil because Pat new person. And that's all good. That's all well. Not something I expect in this game, I just thought I'd let you know it does happen. I'm not exactly new. Oh, poor Elmer. He looks like he got his butt kicked. All right. So we know. Oh, by the way, we're almost level 11. Woohoo! Yeah. We're getting some levels and we're getting them fast. Of course, that has to do with Minfilia's earring, which I have equipped. Minfilia's earring has been used in every expansion to help people level up quickly that are just starting the game. If you pre-order, then that's how you get it. Let's go help Rhythmus. Alright. So, we're getting ready to go into another instance area. These are the Serpent Reavers. Ah, there's my character there to save the day. Ah, the Asians. The source of all your trouble and heartache. They'll get theirs. Oh, did I mention we were going to be fighting a clay golem? Fun times. So, let us prepare to battle a clay golem. Unfortunately, sleep does not work against these guys. So, we'll just go ahead and get started. Let's pull out our emerald. One of the very few times I will just stand there because, good night, I do not want to have this guy chase me around the ring. Ah. So as you can see, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And we're no longer blind. I think that's why we were missing the mark kind of on some of our attacks, because they had blinded us. Disappear as usual. Can't fight their own fights. Cowards. Alright. Let's take a look at what we got. Okay. So you have two Beast Tribe factions. You have this the Hagen and the Kobold. Um, the Sahagin and the Kobold are upset, and as you can see, the mood is coming in close again. We don't want Damod to come back in, or the mold. We don't want him to come back. So, Yashola comes from the Charlayan homeland. She was trained by a little old sorceress named Master Montoya, which you will meet later. So this is how we know the Ascians are at work. Golems cannot be controlled, they're mindless, they do whatever they do. Yes, this is Yishtola. She is a conjurer. White mage, whatever you prefer to refer them as to. Okay. So, this time we are going to use teleport. We're going to go back to Summerfield Farms. We're just going to spend 100 gil because I am not running all the way back there. Alright, so we have now come back to Summerfield Farms. And yes, it just did take 100 of our gil. That's kind of expensive. We're short compared to Stelward. So the young man's going to take responsibility for his. Okay, so he was going to become a servant reaver. He was almost inducted, but he said, "Nope, I'm out of here. Deuces." So he's going to turn himself over. So now we're going to pull a return. Yes, we're going to return to Limsa Lamensa. This is not going to cost us anything because I'm using the return function. Alright, so now. Shoo! Laggy. So much lag. In the words of some famous other gamers that have been on YouTube for many a year. Oh, the lag is real. Alright, so now that we're here, we's gonna turn right in here, and we're gonna go right out to Balderon. We're gonna turn the quest in, and then we're going to do something really amazing, which is travel to other countries. Yep, I went the wrong way. So, we're gonna do a little jump, a celebratory jump there, because we're gonna be on to bigger and better things. So, everybody knows everybody around here. We now have an inn room that's unlocked for us. We have guild levies. Alright. We also now have access to recommendations. Alright, so we leveled up. Let's see what we got here. Alright. So no new gear. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over here to the inn and let you see what that's going to look like. The Mizzen Mast Inn. So this is going to be your room. You have a toy chest where there are mini games. So, because we haven't unlocked any yet, we haven't unlocked our retainers yet. And you can make your retainer look any way you want to. So, I can't summon the esthetician yet. For the esthetician, there's a certain type of thing you gotta do for that. We haven't unlocked Glamour yet. I'm just letting you see it. The armoire, you can store anything in here that you need to. So, if you should need to store something, there it is. You can store it in there. The Unending Journey, that's where you can go back and play videos. And there is the bed to which you can use to log out and go to sleep. So, let's go back out. We're going to exit the room. Now, we're gonna go to the Skylift. Let me see here. Because we're not the wrong way. Because we're not ready yet. We're gonna go to Bulwark Hall. And then we're gonna take a little bit of a run. Don't worry, you'll eventually get to see us get a chocobo. But I guess that's where I'm gonna put an end to it for the night. It was great hanging out with you folks. Enjoy your game, Final Fantasy XIV. Or how about this? We're gonna go turn this quest in. We are not done yet. We gotta turn this quest in. But after this, I will bid you all adieu, and I will get off for the night and go take a shower. Because even us gamers gotta stay clean. Don't do you no good if you stink, because nobody wants to be around you. So, as you can see, we still have our pet hotbar at the very top. This is my recommendation for you so you can still see everything, is to keep your pet bar on top and keep your spell bars on the bottom. I know of some people that will put them on the sides. It makes the screen look too cluttered. So, yeah. But everybody has a different idea for how they want to set up their, for how they want to set things up. And it's up to each and every individual person to do it their way. I just don't want a cluttered screen. That's not something I'm into, as a cluttered screen. It makes it really hard for me to see things. It makes it really hard to deal with things. I also have sensory disorder, so I prefer a clean, sleek look to everything. This would include myself. It's an interesting life to lead, to say the least. Alrighty then. We're almost to our destination. If there's anything y'all want to know about me aside from private, extremely private information like my credit card number, y'all ain't getting that. But if there's anything you want to know about me, I don't mind sharing stuff about myself with you. Just a couple of little fun facts. I am 34 years old. I live in the Americas, Northern America to be exact. I missed my way down. Here we go. And, as I said, I was a corrections officer for 3 years and a sailor for 4. I currently work in some really cool gift shops, and so that's my job, 4 to 5 days a week. Just depends on how the schedule's set up. We're kind of slow, so it's kind of hard to get hours right now. Which is why I'm doing this in hopes of making up for that time that I can't seem to get right now. Alright, so we're going to turn this quest in. This is Skylift, by the way. There. So, as I said, be wary about what you're looking at. As you can see, this is all green for us. It's level 10. These are pants, and when you look at this, it says Disciple of War, and it's in red. That means it won't work. It won't work for us. Excuse me. All right. So it's turned in. Let's update our character real quick, and then I'll get off of here. But as I was saying earlier, I've done a lot of really cool things in my life. It's been an exciting life. I'm happy to be who I am in this life. I am a Christian, so you won't hear me doing really a whole lot of cursing. I prefer to keep my stuff clean, but in this game, since we do have some uncleanliness, I tend to put that warning in before anyone watches it, because I don't want parents saying, oh my gosh, she's supporting this, to be shown to our children. No, that's not the way that I work. If you are under the age of 15 or 16, I do not recommend that you watch my videos. Mainly just because there are a lot of things depicted in here that are of an older person nature. To be honest, anyone below the age of 18 probably shouldn't be playing this game in the first place. Their parents probably won't approve of it, and if your parents do, that's cool, that's great, that's how they decide to parent. But, mine won't be playing this game until they're much, much older, and my oldest is 12. Um, I've got 4 kids, 3 boys and a girl, and I've been married for almost 13 years. Been with my husband for a total of 15 years. We made it through the Navy, we made it through the Department of Corrections together, 2 places that will cause some of the worst divorces because people start to feel in love, so they start to go other places for it, but we seem to survive just fine. Um, but, you know, I guess my big message for the night is make sure you look after your friends, make sure that, you're checking up on them, especially if they are former military and they do have PTSD. It is a common issue amongst corrections, military, police, fire, EMS. PTSD is a huge problem, so just remember that and be kind to those people. They already go through enough as it is. Um, so yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming to see me. Come back and see me next week for another video on Final Fantasy XIV. Thanks and good night, folks.